The, the most obvious and easy choice to begin to learn about the fallacy of intelligence and smart and genius and brilliance doesn't take much longer than 15 minutes. Stare long time and listen for 14 seconds, and there's a similar achievement. A long time ago, humans, for 15 minutes, would build a car, a vehicle. And then later, they built nuclear power plants, Apache helicopters, and probably most recently, a quantum computer. And these humans who do this work, do work, who do a task, they explain their power and prestige and honor, courage and bravery and tenacity with what they've achieved. So in other words, the human uses what they've completed to describe their IQ. And $1 million bank account. They humans built a machine. They used surgeons and doctors to remove a cancer brain tumor from my skull. And there was success. But nobody who could tell me afterwards why. Other than medicine they provided, to control my behavior. A person who works at Microsoft, Google, and Facebook, and Apple, and Twitter, and Cisco, complete their requirements for the day's work. They make their thousands of dollars and they drive their Tesla home. And they do what I do now, trying to avoid eye contact and trying to hide from the bully. Stare and listen to an object other than a human to avoid their dominance and pleasure. In a library, humans eventually build a robot. All the books are sorted, put away, beautiful. Humans sit and stare and watch and observe and are stimulated. by the reward they're receiving from what they did and accomplished and achieved and the success they had to be able to eat and drink their gender-neutral object and wave their flag, their pride, rainbow, not having to do what the machine does, they used to have to do when they worked in an economy. And so after the achievements and the success in the economy, humans have little else to do other than what they do now with their intelligence and their brilliance and genius. Nothing. Unless they're enjoying their stimulation or staring at a reward they want to violently kill or murder in silence. They go eat their Impossible cheeseburger with vegan toppings. They go kill the person and murder the human who doesn't agree with their philosophy and theory and who doesn't want to be a part of their anarchy. But overall, there's computers and software and light and energy. All the parts of what humans have achieved with their intelligence and their smart brilliance and genius. They used to cure my cancer. But what's difficult aside from the sound and the visual requirements of the humans on Earth who have dominance has to do with why humans decided to keep me alive instead of letting me die peacefully and quietly and silently from cancer and silence. They give me food stamps and they give me benefits from their government, humans. They open their doors to their buildings and let me sit in their warm heat and study on their 1,000-year-old tables they built by hand. But not a single human articulates, describes, or talks about what am I supposed to do with my life they saved. Other than to do what most people do when they're not on their internet, when they're not on their phone, or when they're not driving their vehicle, or when they're not working on their laptop. They breathe. They do stuff. But the whole confusion with this thinking and thought about intelligence and smart brilliance and genius has to do with the obvious. What would any human do after a doctor said you have to live in a duality instead of having freedom, dead? Or in another way, another example, there's a human with dominance on earth who has no limits. Undoubtedly, he and her, they and them, all of them. Eat and drink whatever they decide. Go anywhere on the planet they choose. And what they do, they consider intellectual, intelligent and brilliant and smart and genius. They all, in fact, have conquered a planet in outer space. Not so far-fetched. Humans ignore neurons about violence and conflict and war. But also not so concise. I can talk longer than 15 minutes. When I'm not living this atrocity I describe in silence. I don't know how to go to medical school anymore. I don't know how on earth I would ever train to be a children's neurologist. Alongside humans who have decided and chose evil. And not only supported and encouraged and worse for the bully, but said to me, I am a retard.